Hey, so I'd like to open up this video by saying thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel due to the last video. It means a lot to me that you saw a thumbnail of a virtual shirtless guy, clicked on the video, watched me spout things so degenerate that God would weep for 7 days and 7 nights, and you still thought, yeah sure, I want to see what this guy does next. This says a lot about you, me, and the community we're building here. It also says a lot about life that the most unserious video I've ever made got the most views. There's a lesson to be learned here. Life isn't serious. Drink alcohol on an empty stomach. Go for that cream pie. The child will only come if God wills it. Taxes? More like fuck yourself. You can send Gojol Satoru for all I care. I ain't giving the IRS nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna say it again. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will most certainly edge to that fact later tonight. On another note, it seems like everything I talk about brings about conflict in some way or another. When I shit on an anime that is so boring that it would make me willingly get a prostate exam from Edward Scissorhands just to feel something, people say tweaker. I make a video ranking 20-something girlfriends from the 100 girlfriends that I really love manga, I get called an idiot. Even the Love and Deep Space video had an all-out gender wars going on in the comment section, and I don't really use the word fun to describe wars, but streaming myself reading those comments while on Discord to friends was really, what's the word I'm looking for here? What did Gen Zer say again? Skibbity, or whatever the fuck, I don't know. So this time around, we're gonna talk about something less divisive, something everyone can agree on, something that will make all of us join our virtual hands in a harmonious circle of consideration and respect towards one another. Today, we're gonna talk about feminism. Oh my god. But before we move on to our political fuckfest, we need a little bit of context. Everything I'll talk about took place in a game you've never heard of called Eternal Return, which is the game you're seeing in those clips playing in the background right now. Oh, thank God, this video is going to be so easy to edit. And I'm not being paid to talk about this game. Like, yeah, you don't say. Instead, I'm making this video for 2 reasons. Number 1, I just really like this game, and I want to see it grow. What Diva, Mercy, and Lara Croft have done for 3D render porn is what I'm trying to do for this game with this video. And B, I like sadistic blue-haired women. Dude, bro, I promise that that'll play a big part in the video. I swear to God, I promise. Anyway, Eternal Return is a battle royale MOBA. The League of Legends killer. Oh wait, it only has like 20,000 players after like 4 years of being out, and like 90% of them are in Korea. This game is a sequel to Black Survival, which is like a 2D point-and-click battle royale sort of thing. And when the game's newest character, Lenore, got announced, she caused turmoil in all sorts of different places, including but not limited to the inside of my pants. Now, I don't mean to be dramatic, but I would literally smash my dick in a panini press while having my nipples clamped just to have her call me a good boy. So as I watched her announcement video, I thought, hey, this is pretty good. But there was one extremely specific second of the video that put the developers of the game under a lot of fire. I'll play the clip and you tell me what it is you think caused all of it. Did you catch it? No? What, are you fucking stupid or something? Let's have a look at it again. If I told you the Korean community, which is the only one that matters for the developers, was fuming over this, would you believe me? Apparently the fact that the pinch gesture is something controversial in Korea has been known outside of the country for a while, and you know, call me Patrick Star because I've been living under a rock. I legitimately had no clue prior to all of this. This whole thing came about because of an online community called Megalia, which concentrated Korean feminists in an online forum called DC Inside, one of the biggest online platforms in South Korea, and it's pretty much their equivalent of Reddit. Though it being in South Korea probably means that it's nowhere near as degenerate as Reddit is, and nope, I guess it's pretty much the same. Well, I mean, it could have just been the one post, and nope, it's the same. Anyway, Megalia typically used a tactic, I guess, called mirroring, where they basically took misogynistic content and reversed the gender roles. It's sort of a, well, how do you like it, asshole sort of thing. And they eventually got banned from DC Inside and started to form Facebook groups and even their own website called Megalian.com. And then a little bit later, even that website was shut down due to many feminists leaving over a disagreement with Megalian.com issuing a ban on LGBTV2 a.k.a. you know what I mean, slurs. They were like, hey girls, let's maybe not, you know, refer to gay men and transgender people using the F word or like the A word or the G word or anything like that, okay? And so a bunch of them were like, fuck this fruity ass shit, we're gonna make our own thing. And so they did. And that's how WOMAD came about. It's supposed to be a portmanteau of woman and nomad, but it just sounds like a woman who is mad. And maybe that's what that candle in the middle of their logo represents. The fierce flame flame of revolution, an omen of the impending new age of... No, that is a vagina. While unlike Megalia, WOMAD is still alive and breathing, and if you so desire, you can go to WOMAD.life, wait for their anti-DDoS protection to go through because they know that shit's coming, and have a look at all of the hot new discussions on there. If you know Korean, which I don't, but Google does. So if we have a look-see here, we can see they're talking about things such as, wish I could hire a hit woman, do foreign dicks breathe loudly and annoyingly. Well, as a foreigner, I can tell you that at the very least, mine, it doesn't. Its breathing is soothing, and it washes over you like a cool breeze. Submission is a male trait. I mean, hey, if my life is any sort of reference, I can tell you this is absolutely true. Don't forget the 2 drops of oil. Oh, I'm sure this is about frying eggs in a pan with no Teflon. Why eugenics needs to be applied on parasites. I have a sneaky suspicion that this isn't about actual parasites. Well, sadly, it seems the Dr. Cunt category isn't getting too much attention here. Oh, that's too bad. Dr. Cunt went to med school with my mom, actually. Very nice guy. And unlike his name, not at all a cunt. Now back to the topic at hand. To remedy all of this, Nimble Neuron, the developers of the game, gave everyone 600 NP, which is the paid in-game currency that you use to buy skins, emotes, and whatnot, which is actually quite a bit of NP if, like me, you're not Korean and you didn't even know what the fuck was going on in the first place. Along with that, they also issued an apology/explanation, and it wasn't just some half-assed, oh my bad G type of apology. They actually went somewhat in depth regarding the in-game animations and whatnot. Hello everyone. Earlier today we received feedback regarding Lenore's preview and we decided to make it private while we looked into it. First and foremost, we want to express that Nimble Neuron opposes any form of hate speech and we strongly condemn the problematic symbol involved. Here are the results of our video's review. ER's animation background. Eternal Return's character animations are categorized into in-game and lobby animations. For optimization, in-game animations utilize fewer polygons and bones. That kind of makes sense. This results in the fingers being grouped as the thumb, the index finger, and the remaining 3 fingers as one unit. This structural approach has led to misinterpretations of character gestures in the past, especially when characters are depicted without weapons. To prevent such misunderstandings for Lenore, the animator ensured her index finger was distinctly extended during in-game animations. And in regards to the preview video, they said, preview videos are crafted by a different team that uses high polygon models. At times, in-game animations are adapted for use when no specific lobby animations are available. Uninformed of the nuances in in-game character motions, the video production team found the static index finger unnatural, leading them to add a simple spinning motion to the fingers. During final edits, the camera angles combined with the finger animation unintentionally resulted in a scene that might be interpreted as displaying a controversial symbol. This incident was a significant oversight, and we are conducting a thorough investigation to confirm that no personal intent was involved. However, considering the sensitivity of the subject, even unintended implications should have prompted greater caution during production. Our failure to identify and correct this before the final release is deeply regrettable. What happens next? We'll completely redo the affected segment of the video and adjust the related in-game resting animation to eliminate any chance of misinterpretation. Responsible parties, including the chief producer, will face disciplinary actions. We are committed to enhancing our production processes to prevent such errors and will implement a specific review procedure for identifying potentially offensive symbols in future content. We sincerely apologize for any distress this has caused, and as a token of our apology, we would like to offer you 600 NP. And then they created the coupon code against hate. Okay. I mean, thanks for the 600, I guess. I didn't even know this was all going on, but anyway, we're about to get to my favorite part of this whole thing. Steam discussions. If you were to ask someone what their favorite social network is, they would probably say Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Facebook. But yeah, I'd say that for me, it's the Steam discussions page, and I'm about to demonstrate why using the discussions around this specific apology. So the Steam discussions page for this specific video review announcement that Nimble Neuron made amassed around 47 comments, and most of them are in Korean, so obviously I just had to translate these comments and see how the announcement was being received by Korean gamers. So we're just going to go through some of these comments real quick. I'm going to be using DeepL to translate because Google Translate sucks ass for Korean. So first up, we got Ricardo over here. He's saying, it's hard to find such hand motions in game PV or animation from overseas companies, but you've written so many excuses, even if you didn't mean to. If the meaning of that finger is applied badly in Korea, it's right to take out that behavior even if it's unnatural. This other person saying, yeah, that's 600 NP's worth of anger. Come on, Nibble Neuron, you don't know twice, but you know 3 times, which I guess he's referring to probably the other controversy involving feminism and Nibble Neuron, which we're going to get into a little bit later. This other dude is just clueless. He's like, I don't even know. I haven't seen it. But anyway, 600 NP is delicious. It really is. It really is. 600 NP is like 10% of the season pack. But anyway, he says, still, let's operate carefully and well in the future and go for a long time. Honestly, it is kind of scary because I do like this game a whole lot. I mean, I suck ass at it, but I do love this game. And I want it to succeed in Korea, but the thing is, if Korean gamers drop this game for whatever reason, even if it's because of some stupid pinch emoji, pinch gesture in a video, the game just pretty much dies because no one outside of Korea plays this. No matter how you look at it, it was a hand gesture with a lot of attentions, but it makes me even more angry to write an apology like this. I can't believe you can make that hand gesture frame by frame and suddenly pretend you didn't do it. I bought the season pack and I'm playing the game hard, but it just makes me angry. If I'm matched with foreigners, it's either an internet problem or foreigners tingling and going to the goal as it is in the game, but this response, ... perfect. I don't even know what he means in that third paragraph. But yeah, this dude is mad as fuck. Same as last time. Did they outsource it or is there a Femi inside? If there's a Femi on the inside, fire him. I think you mean her, but anyway, or are you all in on it? I'm guessing the developer is in on it too. Listen, with all due respect, dude with a profile picture of a squirrel with a Viking helmet and a halberd, maybe switch that Viking helmet for a tinfoil hat, because theorizing that the developer is in on a scheme to destroy themselves by angering their entire fan base is fucking insane. And then we got someone who isn't Korean and had the exact same reaction that I did. They just went, free NP, woohoo! I was kind of creeped out by the way that finger was stretching. I realized, oh, this is intentional. Honestly, it's not like they're hiding it frame by frame, is it? Are you at least trying to prevent it from happening again, even if only in words? In moderation, please. Misogynistic Korean men winning their war via continued harassment, it seems. Yep, this is what winning a war looks like. If that's a natural hand gesture, then the person who animated it did a really bad job. Whether it's like conducting music or naming something, it's the index finger that does it. So why is the thumb out? And why didn't you catch it? And how is that a natural hand gesture? I don't understand it. It's just, but anyway, I mean, this guy kind of has a point. You know, if you look at, you know, a video of someone conducting an orchestra or something, they usually just have their index finger sticking out and not their thumb. It's weird to do a conducting gesture like that with your thumb and index finger, but that could be just an issue with how they rig their animation. I'm not an animator. I've never done 3D animation, but this might relate with the mechanics, the animation mechanics that they mentioned in their apology. So, you know, I wouldn't discard the possibility of it actually being accidental, but you know, who gives a shit, honestly, who cares? Oh joy. Is another Korean game that I kind of enjoy about to be fucking over because of a bunch of oversensitive Koreans complaining about something that isn't there. At this point, it feels you guys do more harm than good to your own games. I feel sorry for the devs that have to waste resources over noise like this. Have any Korean games been shut down because of something like this? I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I really hope this game doesn't end because of stuff like this. So I'm kind of conflicted on this comment because when I translate it through DeepL, it tells me that it says, mods, please stop being misogynistic. And then Google Translate tells me that this message says, admins, please stop this misandry. I'm not sure which one of the two is correct, but I'm gonna guess it's probably Google Translates this time around. There's this person that's just going, what? Which, yeah, that was my reaction as well. Man, Korean men are wild. Bunch of snowflakes. I like this one. It just says, bitches. And then there is also this back and forth here between, I don't know, probably a girl and some Korean guy. This guy was commenting in Korean before, and now he's commenting in English, so It's probably Korean, but yeah. They're going back and forth about feminism in Korea and beauty standards, and you don't understand what's going on in Korea and all of that. He also explains that the pinch gesture is offensive to Korean men because Megalia used it as a form of, you know, making fun of their allegedly tiny pee-pee in order to mirror the also alleged scrutiny that Korean men have towards Korean women's appearances. I'm not going to read all of it, but I am going to slowly roll it through the screen so you can read if you want. You can pause and read it if you want to. But yeah, anyway, they really didn't react very well. There's a lot of other comments that I didn't read because it's 47 of them. The gist of it is that this wasn't very well received. Have you ever watched little kids argue with one another? This is exactly what it's like. On one side, you got dudes like, Mom, 유초기 said my pee-pee small. Which, like, on one side, it's partially correct if you argue that it's comparatively small in regards to countries in Africa and South America. But come on, bro. 12.76 centimeters? That's almost an iPhone 15. Not the 15 Plus, but it's the iPhone 15. It's still an iPhone. And then on the other side of the discussion, you got people like this girl who is just going around and just replying with, and then leaves a comment saying, feminism is awesome. I support the 4 Bs. Feminism is great and men should bow to the queen.
You are both retarded.
Now, that's not to say that neither side has a point. A lot of the comments make Megalia sound like a.k.a, but exclusively for women. And obviously there are bad actors in Megalia, but you can make that argument for any group of people. It's just human nature. If you take a group of people, regardless of whether or not they're fighting together for a cause, there will always be some bad apples. Megalia was responsible for doing some truly deplorable shit, like for example outing gay men that were married to women and posting pictures of mutilated male genitalia and commenting, I wish all men looked like this, which, holy shit, dude, even 12-year-old me playing Black Ops 2 on Xbox Live could not achieve this level of hating. In fact, their level of hating was so insanely high that people started comparing them to ILBE, which is an alt-right Korean forum board. So, you know, horseshoe theory and whatnot. That, however, is not to say that Megalia didn't do something good at one point. They helped shut down a website called Soranet in which people posted rape, child, CP, I'm not even going to say it, just non-consensual spy cam videos. It was just an agglomeration of inhumane shit. They actively campaigned against it, which brought it to the attention of a South Korean parliamentarian who in turn demanded that the police looked into it, and eventually the website got taken down, which is amazing. But back to League of Eternal Legends returning. What? It's not the first time they got in hot water because of 2 fingers. One could perhaps even say that they're familiar with fingering. In the 26th of November of last year, one of the freelance illustrators who did arts for some of the skins in the game, and also L-Sword and Honkai Impact III, did a big oopsie. A huge debacle. Hell, you might even say that they brought the apocalypse upon their career. In November of last year, it was discovered that Tomogi, the artist in question, had retweeted something that made the boys over in Korea a little tiny, very slightly, kinda super incredibly fucking angry. It was a tweet of someone saying, "This is so correct," with an image of what I think is a post on some sort of Korean platform, which read, oh my god, how the fuck am I gonna read this? It says something like, reasons men hate women, because they don't split the bill, because they don't what? Because they don't something up with her. Murder? Because they don't prepare meals for them, because they don't have sex with them, because they don't have short hair and wear makeup. Yeah, makeup. I think that's makeup. Because they aren't careful? Keep in mind, I translated this using Google Translate's image translation thing, so it's not the best, and the original image isn't low resolution. But yeah, anyway, reasons why women hate men: being raped / dating, being humiliated by acquaintances, taking hidden camera photos using deep fake photos of what is that? Of nudes, stalking, and being attacked with hydrochloric acid. But anyway, you get the point. Regardless of what you think about what was said in the tweet, the fact stands that retweeting that using your artist account, the one you do business with, is a horrible idea. It's like if I went on my LinkedIn account and posted a picture of my giant throbbing shaft. It's like, sure, I'd get a few likes, and on a good day, maybe even that celebrate reaction, but I would absolutely get my ass fired later on. And sure enough, Tomogi ended up deleting 99% of their Twitter Twitter account, their Pixiv account, which is essentially their portfolio, and ultimately losing out on what I imagine is the overwhelming majority of freelance opportunities that came their way. If you go to their Twitter account nowadays, which is still up, all you're gonna find is an apology and nothing else. But then the other side to this is the mere fact that Tomogi isn't able to say anything without putting their career in jeopardy because the other side will instantly shut their discourse down and try to get them fired is pretty absurd and shitty. Anyway, shit caught fire so bad that the developers of the game removed all of the skins on which Tomogi had worked on in order to rework them. Now, they weren't entirely removed. People who own the skins before everything can still use them if they so desire, but they did remove the possibility of obtaining the skins. You can't get them from any boxes, you can't purchase them from the shop, you can't claim them using free skin vouchers. It's really like they never even existed in the first place. They are very slowly re-releasing them. I believe that right now both the Haze and Adina skins, which are these ones right here, are the only ones that can be obtained from that list again, but god damn it, it'll be a long time until I can get my grubby paws on that magical Leo skin. And while this was all happening, there was an Eternal Return event being hosted in the city of Incheon. And you want to guess whose illustrations were being hanged up on the walls around the venue? I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with, it's like a Schmogi. Dude, you know who it is. Well, anyway, they covered that shit up really fast. Like, I'm fairly certain that it all happened on the same day, given that this forum post showing dudes covering up what I believe to be the maid Adriana skin art is also from the 26th of November. Dude, this is shinobi levels of speed, man. Not even the American government on the 11th day of the 9th month of the year 2001 reacted this fast. Sir, a second illustration showing a pinch gesture just appeared. There was some shit, I don't know. Now keep in mind that this was all going on in the midst of another storm involving all sorts of other games like MapleStory, Blue Archive, Counterside, who the fuck still even plays that, and even the bane of my existence, Epic 7 was involved. The starting point was a MapleStory promotional video in which, yeah, that really tickled the hurt bone on a lot of 20 to 30-year-old dudes in Korea. So much so that they started sharing images of other instances in which they suspected the tiny dick slur was inserted on purpose. And they really take this shit seriously because they went as far as to dig up old tweets from one of the animators in the company and shitting on her for tweeting stuff such as, "I'll continue to be a sneaky feminist," while claiming that she was trying to insert her own personal agenda in her work. There were also some other screenshots surfacing that were, you know, dubious to say the least. You have, for example, Sirocco and I think that's Sirocco Terror version maybe, but yeah, they're both kind of pinchy. Yeah, they both have guns, and usually when you hold a gun and you're fighting like they are, you would have your index finger on the trigger. But if you really zoom in, like really zoom in, it doesn't really look like their index fingers are on the trigger. And then you have this screenshot from a promotional video from, I believe it's Dungeon and Fighter. This one seems like a stretch to me, honestly. I'm no animator, nor am I a knower of human biomechanics, but I feel like that could be a natural gesture if you're cocking up a punch. And what the shit is that character? Is that, I just realized it. Is that a character from JoJo's? But yeah, then for our last screenshot, here we have MapleStory again. I mean, they're really gunning for MapleStory. They're trying to tactically hit men where it hurts the most. But yeah, I don't even know what the context for this is. Is that a kid? Is the cube leaving this kid's hand? Is it going towards it? Does he even know the cube is there? Will my ex-girlfriend ever transfer me the data from the Stardew Valley farm we created together? I really hope so, because I was a fucking millionaire, spent 40 hours building the perfect farm. I need it back. Maria, if you're hearing this, we will never know the answer to any of those questions because the video is long gone. Could be a stretch, could not be. I don't know, and I honestly don't really care. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. You know, I'm a really tolerant person. I respect the opinions of everyone that agrees with me, and I hate to sit on the fence because fences aren't very comfortable to sit on, but I legitimately have no sides in this. First, I know feminism in Korea like the back of my ass cheeks. And second, I can see the points that each side is trying to make. Personally, I understand wanting to get your message out there, and my impression is that being a woman in Korea is like, you know, if being a woman in the Middle East is like playing life on nightmare difficulty, then being one in Korea seems like it would be at least 1 or 2 difficulty levels below. But I think trying to spread your message like this by secretly inserting pinch gestures in your work seems like a terrible idea given the controversy around this symbol, and it won't really do anything for your cause. In the end, it's just most likely gonna get you fired and probably blacklisted by other companies who would otherwise hire you. But then on the other side, you have dudes looking up tweets from years ago from female artists artists in order to shut them down at the slightest hint of anything feminist being said, which is also incredibly childish and counterproductive. My impression is that everyone is just resorting to methods of shutting down any form of debate. No one says anything of substance, they're just trying to stop the other side from talking entirely, and that's never going to get anyone anywhere. Now, whether or not this incident hurt the player base's numbers to a significant level, it's kind of tough to say, because honestly, if you just look at SteamDB and the monthly players breakdown, you'll see that in July, which is when everything took place, they lost a total of 1,004 players. Now, it's difficult to say whether or not they lost this amount of players because of this incident. Honestly, I find it very hard to believe, but then again, that could be the case given that in November of last year, which is when the whole Tomogi thing happened and the thing with Studio Roots and the other gacha games, they actually lost 4,973 players. But then again, they also lost many more players in the following couple of months, so it's tough to say that that was the definitive reason. Honestly, I believe that might have been a very, very, very small factor in terms of people leaving. But yeah, I'm just glad that this didn't actually destroy the game or anything like that. Like I said, it is a bit concerning whenever something like this happens, because Koreans are the majority of the player base, and Korean men even more so. But if you have a more holistic look at the amount of players that the game gathers, honestly, they're doing pretty good right now, with a 24-hour peak of about 28,000, nearly 29,000 people. So yeah, you should try Eternal Return. Anyway, that's it for this time. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you did not enjoy the video, leave a dislike. Feel free to leave your opinions in the comment section below, and don't worry if I don't argue with you. This is the internet. If I'm not there to oppose you, someone else will be, and that is a guarantee. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.